How are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Sorry about the glare in my glasses. I'm also sorry about being gone for so long. This past few weeks or months rather have just been difficult in different ways, but I'm finally able to get started again with videos, hopefully more consistently. And as you can see here, I'm going to be today continuing on with my series of numbers. I had intended to include more than just one number, but as you can see, I'm only doing the number 2, and that's just because there's so much content that I thought was important, and I didn't want to make too long of a video. So let's get right into it. Before we get into the example sentences, just as in my first video, first tami tudatsungokwe, we're going to count. Samamanokwe tudatsunga. Specifically count to 10. And the purpose of this is, again, because of repetition. Repetition is important, even if you already know these numbers, but especially if you don't. So here they are. Sumutyu, wahatyu, pahityu, watsukwityu, manigityu, napahityu, natakwatsukutyu. 8, there are 2 different ways, wokosakwityu or namiwatsukwityu. 9 is sumumkarup. And 10 is sumumanoyu. Wonderful. Again, as you can see, when you're counting, the numbers end, most of them end with the suffix u, y-o-o, u. Okay, that is the counting form. But the root is what you see here. When you chop off that u, you're just left with sumu, waha, pahi, etc. So when you're forming sentences, though, depending on how the number is used in a sentence, depending on what its function is in a sentence, there are different suffixes that can be added to this root form, okay? And so in this video, we're going to see a few of them. First off, when it is used as the subject of the sentence, we use that same y-o-o suffix as we use in counting. So that one is pretty simple. And here's an example. And that means the 2 women's cooking tastes good. So the 2 women's cooking, that's being used as the subject of the sentence. Their cooking is what tastes good. And so that's why it has this wahayu form. But if you wanted to use it as the object of the sentence, the suffix becomes ku or gu, okay? So this same phrase, waha'i momoko ni sana, the 2 women's cooking, if we change it to the object of the sentence, here's what happens. This u changes to gu. And here as it is in a sentence. Nuka wahagu momoko ni sana pizapi. Means I like what the 2 women cooked. So what the 2 women cooked is now the object of like. What I like is what the 2 women cooked. So it's kawahagu momoko ni sana. Changes form. Very simple. Wahatyu is used as a subject, wahagu as the object. But there is another object form, and it is the suffix hu. And a couple other things change, which you're going to see right now in this example. Wahui tubamaka. Wahui tubamaka. Give me 2 pine nuts. So first off, you have this wa, and that's just kind of an abbreviated form of waha, the root word waha. Wa, here. And hu is the object suffix. So give me 2 pine nuts. 2 pine nuts is what you're giving me, so it is the object of the verb. Wahui tubamaka. Give me 2 pine nuts. Another example is ne wahu puhukoihu. I killed 2 ducks. Very simple, it's this wahu form. Temporal adverbs now. How does this root word waha change form, or does it change form when it's used as temporal adverbs? Well, let's look at the examples. First, waha hawishi ne pitogakwe. I'll arrive after 2 sleeps. Do you see anything? Do you see what's going on here? Well, first off, the whole temporal adverbial phrase is what you have what I have underlined here. Waha habishi. After two sleeps. What you see here is that basically it's just the root form. There is no suffix. No suffix you, no suffix ku or gu or hu. It's just the bare form waha. Waha habishi. After two sleeps. Very easy. You could also have this one. Waha tabi niasi nu pitugakwa. After 2 days. Whoops. After 2 days, I'll arrive. Waha tabi. 2 days, miasi, go by. After 2 days go by is kind of more of a literal translation. Nu pitugakwa. Very simple. There's just no suffix at all. It's just waha, 2. This one's a little different. It's wahagwi sunanatu gadzi marabuihu. At 2 o'clock, the man finished fixing his car. Now, telling time is a modern construct that was introduced to us by, after colonizers arrived. So what happened is we took this suffix, gui, or in my dialect, it's more of a gwe sound, and we use that suffix to refer to time. So in this case, wahagwe or wahagwe indicates 2 o'clock. So at 2 o'clock, sunana tu gadzi manabuihu. At 2 o'clock, the man fixed his car. So tu gadzi, his car, marabuihu, he fixed. Here are some random suffixes now that are added to waha. First, wahano tutsuano piru. He arrived with 2 girls. Dang, this guy coming with 2 girls. No good. Actually, that's actually traditional. Traditionally, Paiute men often had more than 1 wife. So what we have here, though, is this suffix no. No suffix indicates accompaniment. So he was accompanied by 2 girls, or he came with 2 girls. And something unique about this suffix is that it is oftentimes used redundantly. In other words, it occurs twice. So you can see it here also. Wahano, tsutsano, pidu. So literally it's like with 2, with girls, he arrived. But in English it's just simply he arrived or he came with 2 girls. Here's another one. Before the rooster crows 2 times. The suffix here is dui, and that is used to indicate times, so 2 times. The rooster, before it crows 2 times, or literally more, not yet 2 times crying out. But yeah, there it is, dui, indicating times. The na prefix now is a prefix that indicates a reciprocal relationship or reciprocality. And this can be used to indicate 2 of something. First example, it comes from a story by Ralph Burns. It says, long ago there were 2 friends. Nabua'a, indicating 2 friends. The root is what you see underlined here, which by itself is bua'a, meaning friend. But when you add the na prefix, it becomes nabua'a, 2 friends. This suffix can also be used for other relationship terms, such as these ones, nabuni or nahama, indicating 2 sisters, or nawanga'a or nababi, indicating 2 brothers. I added the dashes there just so you can clearly visualize the distinction between the suffix na with its root form. And there are other relationship terms that can be used with this to indicate 2. This one is interesting, verbal reduplication, and that you will understand more when we look at the examples. First is this one, those 2 are coming on horseback. Now, if you've been paying attention up until now, you'll notice the root word for 2, waha, which has been in every example up to this point, is not in this sentence. So where are we getting this number 2 from? Well, let's dig a little deeper. The root word of this, the root verb is kima, which means to come. But this first suffix or first syllable, ki, when it is reduplicated, it is kikima. It's doubled. But because of some fun phonological rules, that K becomes a G and it is kigima. And that is the dual form of this verb come. So it indicates 2 people are coming. 2 are coming on horseback. There are other verbs that can do that same thing, such as this one. Mia means to go, but mimia is to go. One example is Haga o mimia borot. Who are those 2 walking around over there? The root again, or the verbal form is mimia. That's dual. It indicates 2 people. You don't have to use the actual word waha or any other form of it, because this verbal form, the dual form, indicates 2 people. Another example is bide, which is to arrive. When it is reduplicated, that first syllable, it is bide, to arrive. The example sentence is ne pishanum ne ba me bibidusi. Sorry. I'm glad that you 2 came or arrived to visit with me. Ne pishanum ne ba me bibidusi. And there it is, bibide. So keep that in mind. When you have certain roots, certain verbal roots can be reduplicated to indicate 2 people. Excuse me. Matnusapa. That is all. That's been enough for now. I hope that was helpful for learning how to use the number 2 in some sentences. Again, as I've said in many other times in different videos, whatever your particular dialect is, reach out to elders, reach out to fluent speakers to know how they would say these things. That is how you will learn. So thank you very much for listening. Hope you have a good day. Pishaw tabibaga. Punirwa. See you later.